Hey everybody, Voltas here, coming through your speakers, and today we've got yet another 1v1 matchup here on Tal'Darim's altar. We're loading up the map as we speak. This is between a, let's look at my stuff, looks like a Protoss and a Zerg player, so this is a PvZ matchup, and kind of picked this off of a replay website out of nowhere. Probably more importantly, I just enjoy casting and I wanted to find a good game. This one was rated pretty high, and I know at least one of the players well enough that I can enjoy myself casting, because a lot of the reasons why I do this stuff is to just have fun and enjoy esports. So let's introduce our players. Looks like in the 2 o'clock position on Tal'Darim altar, we have our red Zerg player. This guy is from Czechoslovakia, and his name is the Devil. And on the, I don't know, what you call this, maybe the 10 o'clock of Tal'Darim altar, we have our Protoss player in blue, the famous WhiteRa. And it looks like, I don't know if you know, WhiteRa is from the Ukraine, so we'll consider this, we'll call this the Eastern European Battle Royale. I think I may be over-dramatizing this, but you know, that's what casters do. I found sometimes you gotta get a little excited, you know? How are you supposed to expect the fans of esports to get excited if the caster's just droning away? Pun intended. Droning, get it? Droning? Alright, enough of that. So we've got WhiteRa doing some standard scouting. Looks like he's doing that. Oh, I like this. Oh, he accidentally picked it up, but a lot of times what you can do is if you oversaturate a mineral with your probe, you can actually have the other guy's drones popping around on minerals. I've seen some pretty good micro from the likes of Huck, wherein he basically just slowed up your mining ever so little. I don't think it saves the game, but you know what? I've figured out from at least my own play, and by any means am I a pro player, but when people are messing with you, when you're trying to do your basic things, it just kind of tees you off. It kind of gets you out of your own space and is a giant distraction. So I'm all for any kind of early harassment, however silly it may be. And speaking of early harassment, however silly it may be, it looks like the devil himself, has dropped a hatchery right there in WhiteRa's natural. Not sure what that's all about, but it could be quite dangerous. WhiteRa's response is to continue his forge fast expand despite the fact that he is actually protecting the hatchery of the devil. I don't know about this guy, but it does look like maybe it's tit for tat, because this pylon is slowing up the development of the natural for the devil. I like this match, just calling the devil. I don't know if it's the devil or a devil or just plain devil. This probe is vamoosing out of here because the Zergling is coming up. Looks like these cannons will be ready to do some kind of defense. Unfortunately, the cannons are going to be attacking this hatchery, probably not paying a lot of attention to these Zerglings up here. This is an interesting play on Devil's part. A lot of probes going out for some stock, for some investigation, some scouting. They'll probably go down to this, and overall, I think. Well, let's see. He spent all the money on the hatchery, which I guess a hatchery is probably the cheaper of the setups. Ooh, now it does look like there are Zerglings that have gotten in. He did use the larva from that hatchery to create a few more Zerglings inside, so that was beneficial. And then the other Zerglings got in. This one zealot is trying to run him off, but to be honest, a good surround on him will probably be able to take him out. I'm not sure if more have gotten in there. We are out of larva in the fake hatchery. But yeah, definitely some good harassment going on. I'm not sure why they're specifically picking on this pylon. I suppose they will be able to get this pylon down. That That is kind of odd, though. I don't know why there isn't more harassment going on for the probes themselves. It seems like it would be more valuable for him to actually attack the probes, but we'll see. Now, it does look like the Stalker is going to be trying to do some kind of macro against all these Zerglings, not being overly effectual in it, though. He is kind of warding them off, and I'm not sure if this is going to be the end of this early aggression. I'm still, you know, the jury's still out on whether or not the expense for that harassment was really worth it. We did cause quite the ruckus for WhiteRa, but at the expense of a lot of Zerglings and the hatchery, and it looks like he's kind of back to status quo. He's got yeah, a late early expand. I wouldn't even call it an early expand anymore. But you know, he held off that early aggression. I don't know if let's bring up some production tabs, see what's going on here. I don't know if that brought the Zerg significantly ahead. Now, I thought I did a patch update, so I was going to get the total number of... Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's in the... It's not in the resource tab. Units tab. Yeah, we do have the new little setup where it shows the number of drones, and it says... It looks like it's got 30 drones to 32 probes. So, there is a little bit of an advantage for the Devil here. The Devil in red. But I don't think it's that significant. They're both on 2 bases. And as you can see, WhiteRa is fully functional on that second base and has set himself up so that he can easily expand to this 3rd base, nestled back here. And you know, our Zerg player hasn't even really started beating away at these rocks in order to expand into this. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to do that. And a Zerg sometimes will go maybe over here to this, this area over here. But, you know, any kind of advantage that our Zerg player got from doing that early harassment, I think he's slowly eating away at. Now, we do have double evolution chambers, so we will probably expect a significant amount of upgrading that's going to occur here. We've got armor and attack coming out of the Devil. He's finally taking down these rocks, but WhiteRa's already got a cannon set up over here, and I think this probe is just waiting on the necessary minerals to drop down, and it should be happening right about... Well, okay, he had to do something apparently with some of those minerals, but he's hovering around. Well, it does look like he's teching up and at least putting together an army because he's not sure what's going on from our Zerg player. So maybe I stated that too soon, but he is primed and ready to go to expand whenever he has an extra 400 minerals. Zerg player is going to be ready to expand once he takes down these rocks. So not a whole lot going on. I would have expected a little bit more pressure from the Devil. Name and all, more and more pressure, but he seemed to have just come in there, do that, and then step back and slow down. And I don't think that that is necessarily the best mode of operation for a Zerg player, though I do not play Zerg. Now, it does look like this Changeling is going to try to hop in here and do some kind of scouting on our Protoss player, but it's easily taken down. They saw him blobbing up, and they were not fooled by the fake zealot. I do play Protoss, and I remember seeing some fake zealots popping into my base. I'm like, oh, I'm doing a horrible job micromanaging. I'm leaving zealots lying around, and sure enough, it wasn't my zealot to micro. So anyway, enough about my trials in Wood League. We've got this zealot, brave zealot, standing out here saying, "None shall pass." Nice creep from the Devil. Looks like he has expanded out here, and he has infestors in play. So that will be somewhat useful. We do have +2 attack coming for our Protoss player. Observer popping out. Going to check out what's going on. This is definitely moving into some kind of a macro game. I did not expect that with all that early aggression that happened. Ooh, look at this. We got 2 zealots watching out. Standing guard. Yeah, definitely a lot of macroing going on. A lot of macroing on both parts. No one really wants to push in on each other, which means that we're probably going to have some nice high-level play coming about. Zergling coming in here, going to try to get an idea of what's going on. I think all he's going to see is, and I hate it when I do this to myself, all he saw was, yeah, some cannons and stuff. Nothing too unnatural. You really got to learn Voltos. If you're going to cast, you got to learn those hotkeys. Gotta learn those hotkeys. I really just can't justify sitting around mucking with hotkeys when I could be laddering and actually learning how to play this game. Or casting, you know? So you get to watch me learn live and in person. And then I'll forget. And then I'll have to learn it again live and in person. But that's what's the fun part of watching Voltos cast. You never know what you're going to get. Got a robotics facility, and he is researching gravitonic drive. So possibly some warp prism drop. You know, WhiteRa is known for his ability to keep you on guard, make you consistently multitask by utilizing drops, which is kind of a rare thing. You know, you think of when you think of drop play, you probably more traditionally think of Marines dropping via medevac. So, and then, you know, when you look at Protoss, you'll look at the death ball. So I definitely think that it is a unique skill to be able to be such an efficient drop player as the Protoss race. He's known for it, and I think we might get to see a little bit of that today. He is pushing forward with some stalkers. Looks like blink stalkers. Yeah, I think he's got blink. And 1 Colossus, so we'll see what he can do with this. He is going to push right up to this 3rd base. Doesn't look like there's a lot of defense. He is coming in with Infestors and Banelings. Nice wall off, nice force field wall off. But it does look like Infestitarians are going to pop in over the wall, and we'll see what happens here. Colossus is being microed relatively well, still alive, pretty damaged. He is going to push back that group and possibly take out this Colossus. Now we do have that warp prison coming in. I'm not sure what kind of help he can offer, but they are just sitting out. Not a bad. I don't know. I'm on the fence on this, whether that was a profitable engagement for WhiteRa or not. I think if he was a little quicker to push in there, he might have done a little bit more damage, but it gave him just a few seconds to bring some troops around, which I think diminished his return on that push into the natural. Possibly could have sniped that hatchery, but no damage done. Looks like he's gonna go in for another poke at it. See what happens here. Looks like Zerg is somewhat out of position with all these queens and all this activity. Does have a lot of queens going on down here. And Zerg is not responding as quickly this time, and it looks like he is going to be a little bit more effectual in this push, possibly taking out this hatchery, and the hatchery goes down. So that was probably what he wanted to achieve the first time pushing in. Second time's charm. And he's pulling back here. Let's check out our Zerg player, and he is just kind of hanging out with a massive number of queens. I'm not sure what the intention is there. He does have a lot of creep. Is he going to try to do some kind of push forward with queens and infestors and Zerglings? I don't know. Seen crazier things. We do have Ultralisks. I haven't been watching the Zerg quite closely enough, but it looks like he has teched up to the Ultra. Zerg the Lusk. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. The Ultralisk. But look at those giant, huge, nasty little horny hooks. I'd hate to be stuck in between those. So our Zerg has a very odd setup. Queens, Ultralust, Infestors, and a sprinkling of Zerglings. Let's see how this rolls out. And then we have a little bit more traditional armory from WhiteRa. Little mix of some Archons, Colossi, Immortals and Stalkers. Zealots going in just to check things out. Doing a fine job with those Zerglings. Gonna take out this creep. Oh, those poor Zealots! Hopefully they'll come back as Immortals because they gave their life for honor. Now it does look like WhiteRa did see a bunch of Ultralisks wandering by. That's got to put a little fear in his shorts there. Shorts full of those? I don't know what that was. Anyway, it does look like he's trying to line up his Colossi, trying to get a good arc. He realizes things are going to get pretty hairy pretty quick for him. I'm sure that I think that Colossus is just a little out of place. We'll see. He is trying to put a little arc in. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but both sides have 200, and they are just biting at the bit. Positioning. It looks like WhiteRa is going to push in. He's got that Colossus up front. Ultralisks are going to mow through. Nice blink stalker play from WhiteRa. But those Ultralisks are just tearing a new one into WhiteRa. Wow. Pretty powerful on the Devil's part with the Ultralisk. The Devil's Ultra. Queens did quite well. I'm pretty sure that they were probably doing some transfusion there. Really weird setup we have from the Devil, but really effective. I'm surprised. Not seen this before. This is definitely a non-traditional play. Now WhiteRa does have the observer overhead, checking out everything that's going on. You know, this is a tough nut to crack. I'm not sure what I would do with WhiteRa. Nice positioning on those Colossi. Able to get some free pot shots on this Queen Ultralisk play. And boy, those Queens are just dropping out more creep as fast as they can. Ultras and Queens. Look at those Queens inching along like gimp lettuce. It does look like he is going to push into this fourth base of WhiteRa. Going to make pretty quick and clean work of it. WhiteRa is responding with a bunch of Zealots. Not sure what that's going to do with this meat grinder of the Devils. He is coming up from behind with these Colossi. Is kind of taking out a lot. Taking out the Infestors and doing a nice job of lawn sprinkling these Queens. Wow, once these Queens go down, I think the Ultralisks are going to be a lot less effective. Well done. This sandwich is doing a lot more than I had expected. These Ultralisks now are without Queen transfusions. And, yeah, they're going to be just regular Ultralisks, not transfused Ultralisks. And I'm really surprised that he didn't even get a chance to take out this Nexus. I figured that this play alone, losing this base, it would be fine. But it looks like WhiteRa is not even going to lose this base. Got a couple Archons coming in here. Is probably losing a lot of probes to the area effect damage of these Ultralisks. Ultralisks do look like they are going to take down this Nexus, but I would say it was worth it for taking out those Queens because I do not think he is going to be able to replace that Queen entourage as quickly as he wants to if he wants to keep these Ultralisks alive. Did do a lot of damage here, but hopefully I don't think that WhiteRa is out of play just yet. Now he did lose that base, and it does look like our Zerg player is on 5 bases. Let's quickly take a look. My computer is stopping. What is going on here? Not sure if there's anything going on in the background, but my computer just took a major dump on me. So hopefully we can get this thing back online. I'm not sure if my audio is coming back in. I would hate to have to redo this thing again, but it looks like I might have to. I think I know what my issue is. Alright, hopefully we salvaged this replay because I would hate to have to redo this. I apologize if you're watching and we ran into that. I'm going to see if I can edit it as much as possible to make it as painless as possible. Just a quick update. Looks like that Ultralisk Queen push did die. Finally, it looks like there is yet another Ultralisk Queen push coming from the devil himself. So we'll see how that goes. It looks like we have quite a few immortals from WhiteRa. Is rebuilding his Colossus army, and it looks like he's mixed in a few more zealots. I'm not sure if this is, well, we'll see how this works. This is not really a traditional game, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. There are a lot of Ultralisks on the table. We have a total of 17 Ultralisks. Looks like they have +5 Carapace, which I think they get +2 from the beginning or something. And then +3 to attack. So they're pretty upgraded Ultralisks. And wow, just Ultralisks and Queens with like I don't know, some Zerglings for fun. It seems like anybody who plays Zerg, you knee-jerk have some Zerglings in your army composition. And it looks like engagement is going to happen. Infestors are coming around back. Poor placement on those Infestors. They got fried quickly. Ultralisk coming up front. They are being supported, but quickly going down to these Immortals and these Archons. Wow. Wow. Archons and Immortals is the correct response to Queens and Ultralisks. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? And now, after destroying that immense army, WhiteRa is just plowing into the devil's own den. The devil's den is going down. The other Ultralisk popped out and quickly getting fried, being solo and without his queen help. To have that Spire going down, so he is now starting to take apart the tech, although I did not see any air on our Zerg player's part anyway, and it looks like the Ultralisk den is going to be focused down, which means there will be no more Ultralisks from our Zerg player, but I doubt that really matters at this point because he is being torn up from the inside out. He is now focusing down the hive, which will then basically rip the bottom out of the tech tree. And I am not sure what's going on, but there is no significant response from the devil, possibly just licking his wounds and saying, wow, that happened fast. Because I know that's what I'm saying. Wow, that happened fast. Different kind of play from our Zerg player, but WhiteRa was quickly able to adapt to that kind of play. I like seeing that. I like seeing matches that are a little different. I am not sure why we do not see a good game from Devil. Possibly just trying to figure out where that build went wrong. I thought it was going all right, okay, until Archons and Immortals. Archons and Immortals. I'll have to remember that if I ever face an Ultralisk Queen army. Archons and Immortals. Write that one down. Now it does look like possibly he's just being a little angry about this and leaving WhiteRa to clean up the mess. Does look like he did kind of do some defense here. This is the devil's final stand. The last stand of the devil at the third gate of hell. And honestly, I think that this is a futile defense. WhiteRa did kind of slow down his macroing. I haven't seen his army increase. He is now actually down to 83 of 174. But our Zerg player is down to 45. And a good chunk of that is Overlords. So I don't think that's going to do much for him. Not Overlords, my apologies. A good chunk of that is an Ultralisk and a few Zerglings. So WhiteRa has pretty much given up on doing any kind of. It looks like there are some attacks going on. You got these Ultralisks coming in here. He is trying to hamper WhiteRa's macro. And you know, to be honest, I'm not sure why WhiteRa has pretty much stopped the macroing. I think he figured the game over with, but it's not even really over. Maybe I missed out on some other stuff. Do have a couple more Ultras coming in here, and these will not be replaced considering the fact that WhiteRa has destroyed all of the technology, and we finally do see the good game. So I was a little late, good game, and I'm not sure why I can't say why WhiteRa stopped macroing, but he definitely stopped macroing, and that probably left a little time for the devil to do his last bit of shenanigans. But hey, good game, really interesting play. I like seeing some different builds, some different combinations, and to be honest, you know, WhiteRa kept his cool, because if I was faced with a combination like that, I would be like, what do I do? WhiteRa appropriately responded, and it was a good game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.